We've got our classic mini-series. It's round 3 this week, and we're coming from Spa for the third time this season, which is quite repetitive, but it's an interesting challenge. Good race, I think, going to be coming in ahead of us, and I'm joined by a special guest. I'm joined by John Rhinos. We'll be calling him John through the night. How are you doing, John?
I'm good, and yourself?
Not too bad, my friend. Are you excited to see these drivers for the first time? Because this is your first proper look at each driver from our modern series league as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know some of them are quick from what I've been told, and it's just nice it'll just be nice to see some good clean racing.
Yeah, that's it could be interesting. We're in the Ferrari 2004 car, known to have give quite a few drivers a lot of trouble, especially when they hit the loud pedal. It can put them into barriers. I've experienced that last week, as many drivers did, as we had a practice after last week's race. Have you ever driven the classics on this game?
Nope, I've only done the modern cars and that's it.
See, did you drive them on the 2013 game?
Nope.
Right, well, on the 2013 game, they handled better. These cars got more of a personality to them, and they got a lot more of a kick to them as well, especially if you don't set the car right, like last week with the Williams round Silverstone. A lot of cars suffering from understeer, caused by, I guess, the setup's not working for them. We're just waiting for all the drivers to select go to track. It's a custom grid. We go by the championship table, and who's ever first will start last, apart from drivers with a quali ban, which will be TJ Arness this week. So what is your thoughts looking at, we've discussed the drivers beforehand, and we know we've got a couple of fast guys in the lobby. Who are you looking forward to seeing?
It's probably probably Fletcher Boy and Ramovaj.
Yeah, our viewers should know Ramovaj, 5 wins, 5 poles in his first 5 races, and then he left to join Front Row Racing. He's back next week, rejoining us. A lot of terror has been spread among the drivers, because when he's racing, you ain't going to get a win, and it's going to be daunting for him. So I'm going to go for Noak. Probably I was going to go with Ramovaj. I'll go with Ramovaj for the win. It's going to be close between him and Noak, but it should be a good battle between them.
My pick, I'm going to go with Fletcher Boy. Seeing that he's finished second and third in the last 2, he's bound to get a win this time. He's bound to.
Yeah, that's a good shout. In our league, we have a formation lap on. I know it's not popular universally with other leagues, but you can learn so much from a track. You know, it's a dry race, but if it was a wet start to the race, it's good to get your braking points right. You get to the feel of the track. Do you think that's important in a league racing, or not so much?
I think it is important, because you don't want to have formation lap off, and then because your tyres are not going to be up to the temperature straight away and stuff, and it will suit you to the temperature that you want your tyres at.
Yeah, that's it. It's like I was explaining on yesterday's live stream, that when I was doing the formation lap, I touched the grass, and then when I started the race, I was just wheel spinning and spinning on the grid because I had tons of muck on the wheels. So I like that bit of realism.
Well, Chopper's been disqualified from the session straight away. Oh, because he's not moved whatsoever. He's just been sitting there. You can half tell these cars do look, by the sounds of it, they sound a lot lighter than the modern cars.
Yeah, it's nice to hear the sound as well of them, because you know you got the hybrids that we've been having for a couple of years now. The sound's not the same. It just lacks a lot of soul out of the F1 what we're used to.
The one thing I've not worked out yet, but you might be able to tell me, with these cars, are they a lot quicker on tracks than the modern cars, or about the same?
I think the modern car around this track, I think's about 2 seconds quicker. There's not much in it considering from this year's cars to last year's cars there was around some tracks about 4 or 5 seconds difference. So it's not as bad as expected, which is quite interesting. But as many people know, when you try and put the modern setup on the classic cars, it just doesn't work. So you've got to completely spend a lot of time trying to get that perfect setup ready for a race.
There's one thing I've just noticed there. I know it's just the formation lap as well at the minute, but a lot of drivers are going wide at certain corners. So I think there's going to be a lot of struggles tonight, and I think there's going to be a few cars spinning out, and probably that'll be the end of their race, could be.
So I'm not sure. I think it could be a one-stop race, but I'm sure the tyres might just be able to go the full distance of the race. Only 11 laps around Spa, but with nearly a lap time of we're expecting 140 lap times. It's going to be quite a long race for the drivers as we wait all the cars to line up on the field. Turn 1, lap 1, it's going to be tricky for these cars, especially because you can lose the race. You're never going to win the race, but you can get yourself into a great position. You might be able to snatch a couple of positions.
Yeah, especially turn 1, if you're brave enough to go up the inside, you will gain a few positions, because I think a lot of people are going to back out at turn 1 because they don't want to be at the back straight away. They're going to want to take their time getting through, because obviously there's only 11 laps, so you're not going to have enough time. Well, as I say that, a lot of people are going at it quite quick.
Yeah, quite a good start from most of the cars. There's a bit of contact further down the grid as a couple of Ferraris coming together, one losing a bit of his wing.
One quick thing, Chopper has made a great start. He's gained 5 positions already from 6th to 1st, and so has Fletcher Boy, gone from 11th to 6th. No, he ain't, he's gone from 11th to 5th now.
So there we go, we've got the drivers starting at the back on a charge. They're going down the Kimmel straight there. He's trying to pick his move, no, there, trying and get a good position there, but he's just unable to. He's got Fletcher Boy in front. Fletcher Boy doing a great job there.
Yeah, Fletcher Boy's already gained 7 positions already, and we're not even halfway down the first lap yet.
So there you go, it just shows you, all the cars are the same. It just shows you the driving skill there from Fletcher Boy. Guys, it's Mudkip has taken the lead. Chopper's retaken the lead. There's a lot of positions changing at the moment.
Just quickly saying, Humbug has already lost 10 positions. He's in last place at the minute, but I think he might have been, yeah, he's lost his front wing, a bit of his front wing. That's going to be a struggle to get around the track, because these cars need as much downforce as possible, and with a bit of your wing missing, you need to get that changed in the pit stops. So Chopper is in first, gained 5 positions from the start, guys. It's Mudkip is second, Fletcher Boy third. Incredible start from Fletcher Boy, going up 8 places. We've had a crash. Chopper's off. Interesting crash there. He's gone right into the back. I can't see it properly because all I've got is someone just waving the flag, and I can't see the car whatsoever.
What a shame there. We don't use the safety car feature because there's too many bugs for it, so it's not going to help a lot of...
Luke's got a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting.
That must be some severe corner cutting to get such a hefty penalty like that. So Fletcher Boy is first. He started right at the back of the grid. I think maybe like 9th position or 10th position. And he's just made such an incredible start in one lap.
He started 11th, Fletcher Boy, just to let you know.
There you go, 10 position change for Fletcher Boy. What a drive by him. Where is Ramovaj? Ramovaj is it up to 4th position. He's got Gamey Things in front of him. Gamey Things is incredibly hard to pass.
I think Ramovaj's got to look behind him, because Formula 1 Luke is right up him. I know it didn't...
So yeah, we've got quite a few cars within tenths of each other.
Stop go.
Lino getting a penalty. Noah getting a 5-second stop go penalty. So that is going to be quite crushing for him, because he's got the speed, and he done a great performance yesterday in the Modern League, winning the race. So that's going to be quite disappointing.
I think Blood and Sands lost a bit of his front wing. He's just stopped. He's retired from the session.
There we go, Blood and Sand and Chopper both out of the session on lap 2. 2 cars out, so it's the track is biting back.
There is a lot of people losing their front wing. That T. Johnnis 18, he hasn't even got a front wing.
This is
there's a lot of people losing their front wing really early on in this race.
So we're on board with Lee now. He's in 6th position. He's behind Formula 1 Luke. There's about 4 tenths of a second between them. He's going to try and get a nice toe behind him, but he doesn't. I think he got unsettled there by the turbulence coming off the rear of Formula 1 Luke. It sent him a little bit wide and off track a little bit.
The same one quick thing, Fletcher Boy He started off really well. He's already 3.6 seconds ahead of second place. This is a great start from him.
Brilliant start by Fletcher Boy, showing that he has got the pace in him. Ramovaj is into third position. He gets past Guys It's Mudkip. Guys It's Mudkip having trouble coming out of the bus stop chicane, allowing Ramovaj through. He's got Gamey Things in front of him. He's going to try on the inside of the corner. Gamey Things sticking to the outside. Ramovaj. Oh, yeah, two Ferraris going wide.
And Guys It's Mudkip's just gone wide. I'll tell you what, it's a good battle between second, third, fourth, and fifth, and sixth. It's a really good battle between them all.
So we're on board with Gamey Things. He's got Ramovaj in front of him. There's less than a tenth of a second between them. He's going to get a nice toe down the Camel Straight. Is he going to try and make a move? He's trying to get himself lined up with him. Ramovaj got the inside. He's going to... I think he's going to keep this position.
Two people are in the pits at the minute. Noak 3712 and T Johnnis are just in the pits as well, changing their front wing.
So Smelly Badger getting past Guys It's Mudkip, going up to sixth position, and we've got, as John said, Noak and TJS in the pits. So 2 out, 2 in the pits. Quite a hectic start to the race. So Lee now will be trying to close in on Gamey Things. Gamey Things now 7 tenths of a second behind Ramovaj, with Lee now
and Ramovaj is 5.5 seconds behind. I'll tell you what, Fletcher Boy, he's had a great start, and you can just see it carrying on from him. But I don't want his tyres to go. If he's pushing it really hard, is he going to have to pit?
Well, that's it. Do you reckon he is pushing very hard, or do you reckon he's just controlling it? Because these tyres are quite durable.
I think the first few laps he might have been pushing it because obviously he's behind a lot of cars, so he's trying to gain as much positions as he can. But if it was me now, in his car now, I'd just calm it down a little bit and just you're 5.5 seconds ahead of second place. All you got to do is just keep that position going, just keep it nice and smooth. And Ramovaj just got to do all the pace up to him now, try and catch him up. He hasn't got to do. Fletcher Boy hasn't got to hardly do anything now. Just keep that lead, and that's it.
So we've got we're on board with Guys It's Mudkip. He's chasing down Lord JB, a driver you know well, John. Can you tell us a bit about Lord JB? He's only been in the league for a few weeks with us.
He is a good driver. I'm not raced with him properly, but he's a clean driver, which everyone wants to see. You don't want someone that's going to take anyone out. But I've not really seen much of him to say he's quick, he's slow, or he's this. All I know is he's just a nice, clean driver, and that's all I know really.
So we're on board with Lee now. He's got Gamey Things right on the back of him. Lee now has a little lock-up going into the corner, which enables Gamey Things to gain a couple of attempts on him. Ramovaj is still trailing by Fletcher Boy. Fletcher Boy has got a tremendous pace. Already 5 tenths of a second in this lap gained over Fletcher Boy.
And Lee now's 3.6 seconds behind Ramovaj. But it's a good little battle between fourth and fifth so far. They're right near each other, but they're also on the back of Lee now as well.
Yeah, it looks like Lee now is starting to hold him up. Maybe he's struggling a little bit because he's getting the start of a train behind him, as Gamey Things is going to be joined by Formula 1 Luke very, very soon.
Yeah, it seems like a good battle between third, fourth and fifth. They're all really close to each other. Just be nice to see a few more overtakes going on.
Yeah, it'd also be nice to see if Ramovaj can try and close the gap to Fletcher Boy.
Well, just saying that Fletcher Boy just put in the fastest lap of 1:45.4, so I think what Fletcher Boy's saying is, if you want to try and get close, I'll just put the fastest lap in and make it even harder for you to catch up with me.
So we're on
board. Nice little
statement
from Fletcher Boy there. It's just saying, if he's going to turn down his engine a little bit, he's just proving to other guys now, look, if you catch me up, I'll just pull it back up and set a fastest lap. And because what I've noticed so far, last 2 laps, it's gone from 6.4 down to 5.5. So he's not really catching up by that much.
So Formula 1 Luke is all over the back of Gamey Things going down the Camel Straight. Is he going to make a little dive bomb move? He doesn't. He withholds the urge to do it. Yeah, Gamey Things still in front of him.
One thing as well with this track as well, there's not that many spots you can overtake. It's only really down the DRS zones. That's the only real spots you can, unless someone runs wide and you get a nice little move on them there. But there's not that many real overtaking spots that you can get past.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a quite tricky circuit to try and get that ideal bit of track to make that move, but Formula One Luke is trying to cling onto the track at full speed, trying to catch Gamey Things. He's letting him get away a little bit by about 0.5 of a second, so that's going to maybe not concern Formula One Luke too much at the moment. There's still 6 laps to go, but he's going to have to start thinking ahead, try and close that gap down.
And as we were saying a little while ago about Lee now, is he holding up Gamey Things and stuff, but he ain't, because he's opened up a 2.3 second gap. So is Gamey Things losing time, or is Lee now just stuck to where he was? And just saying that again, Fletcher Boy's gone another fast lap, 1:45.4.
So Fletcher Boy enjoying this car, enjoying the conditions, enjoying the track, and he is maximising everything that he's given. He's trying to increase his lead and still keep his tyres in great condition to finish the race on. Ramovaj will be quite perplexed to be 6 seconds down on Fletcher Boy.
If you was Ramovaj now, would you be focused on the car in front of you, knowing that the car behind you is more closer to the one that's in front of you? Would you just be thinking that just let him go and just keep second?
Personally, I would do that, but I know Ramovaj will be not happy that he's in second position.
And Noak's just put a fast lap of 1:45.0, and he's in 10th place at the minute. He's 2.3 seconds behind Humbug.
Formula One Luke 0.5 of a second behind Gamey Things. Yeah, the Formula One Luke had a little bit of a messy exit on one of the corners, touching one of his rear wheels into the dirt. Didn't seem to upset him too much. He's only 0.4 of a second behind Gamey Things. But as stated, Gamey Things is incredibly hard to pass. A great defensive driver, so Formula One Luke has a lot of work to do.
At the minute, that's the only real battle that you got on the track between 4th and 5th. You've got Noak that's 1.9, he's just got a 3-second time penalty, but he's just 2 seconds behind Humbug. But Formula One Luke is the only one that's really close to another car.
So as we go through the order, we got first is Fletcher Boy with a gap of 5.799 seconds, and we've got
Formula One Luke's just crashed himself
crashed out, and we caught it on the stream.
He's hit the wall on the left-hand side and gone straight across the track, and like what you said at the start, these cars are hard to drive in as well. One little error can make that.
Exactly, one tyre on the marbles and it could all be over, and it is for Formula One Luke. A decent drive, he was giving us a bit of entertainment, but now that's been taken away. Hopefully Ramovaj or Lee Nell can start trying to apply some pressure.
I'll tell you one person that would be happy with that, Gamey Things. He's had him all right on the back of him all the time, and now he's got a nice little gap between him and Smelly Badger. He can now think, just take my time now and just get round this track and just get some points. That's
Tell you what,
now.
Noak's come from nowhere. He's right behind Humbug, 9th and 8th position, fighting out this 0.5 of a second. Noak's trying to make the move. He's made the move on Humbug. Humbug looks to be struggling a little bit.
There.
Brilliant bit of driving there. Humbug looks to try and come back at Noak. Noak looked like he got bogged down coming out the exit of that corner. So what's Humbug going to do? He's going to follow him through Eau Rouge.
There's no real battles at the minute apart from these, so they're just all spread out so far.
That's it. With this classic mini series, even if you finish outside of the points, you will get points, because you get 2 points for finishing. Encourages drivers to finish the race, but there's only 10 drivers left in the race. We've had 3 retirements through incidents, all of their own accord, so it's going to be quite an interesting finish to the race for Humbug, especially because Noak is a very fast driver, as Humbug experienced yesterday.
And just looking at it as well, Ramovaj, I think he's doing now what I said. It's just changed from 6 seconds to 5.9 seconds now. I think he's losing just a little bit of time, the Fletcher Boy, but there's only 3 laps to go and stuff, and 4 laps to go, sorry. And he's just keeping between 5 and 6 seconds behind Fletcher Boy. So they're probably both at the same sort of pace, but I think Fletcher Boy, where he got a really good start, I think that's what's got him. Well, I don't want to jinx him by saying that he's got the win yet.
Yeah, so you don't want the old commentator's curse ruining it for Fletcher Boy.
So I'm not going to say nothing yet until the end of this race.
So guys, it's Mudkip has finally got past Noak, and Noak going to get past him. We'll go on board to that interesting battle, and let's see what's happening there. So guys, it's Mudkip has been passed by Noak, and he's losing time to him now, 0.8 of a second.
It was just me, but I thought I just saw a car go into a pit, but there was no cars going into the pit, so I don't know what it might have been.
So Humbug is in ninth position. He's going through Eau Rouge now, right behind, guys, it's Mudkip. 3-4 tenths of a second between them, going down the Camel Straight now. No DRS for these cars, pretty obvious, but we're going to see if Humbug can make a move. He's trying to line up, but he's just not got the pace down the straight, which is quite interesting. Maybe a different setup for guys, it's Mudkip.
Cool. Guys, it's Mudkip. I think he just lost it a little bit on that corner, because now Humbug is right up against him now, and he's looking for it. No, he's... Guy, it's Mudkip had the inside line there, so he's just going to sit behind him, see if he can make... Humbug's just trying to see if Guy's Mudkip makes another mistake. He's trying to have a look, he's trying to go up the end. Ooh. I think there might just been a little bit of coming together there between them two.
Lee Nell get a 5-second penalty. That's not going to help his cause at all. He's in third position. He's 6 seconds actually ahead of Gamey Things, so he needs to increase that gap with that penalty looming.
I'll take this battle between Geitz, Mudkip and Humbug. It's a really good battle. They're both... Lee Nell's got another 3-second time penalty there, so that's not good for him either.
No, that's going to promote Gamey Things into third if the time difference between them stays the same.
But Humbug, he's sort of all over the back of him still. He's 2 tenths behind him still.
He's got so much speed through the faster parts of the track as Humbug trying to line himself up. He cuts the corner going into the bus stop chicane.
I'll tell you, that's what I like there from Geitz Mudkip. He made sure he had the inside line there to say, Humbug, you're gonna go around the outside of me, or you're gonna just stay behind me, and that's it.
And it just shows what going on the dirty line causes. It caused quite a few issues there for Humbug. Lost a little bit of time, but he seems to be gaining it again. As they go up to Eau Rouge.
It seems to be all the time around here, like this part of the track. Geitz Mudkip gets a distance away from him, and then Humbug just seems to pull it back all the time, back into him.
Do you reckon it could be that guys, it's Mudkip is on a lower downforce and Humbug's gaining in the slower corners?
That's what I think. Yeah, I think Mudkip has gone for the speed, and I think he's more focused on sector 1 and sector 3, and Humbug's getting him on sector 2 because that's so many corners on that part of the track. And just to speak again, Fletcher Boy's done another fast lap, 1:44.6.
Fletcher Boy trying to remind everyone that he's still there.
I think Humbug's gone for... Oh, he's going for it. I think Humbug's gone for more of the thinking sector 2.
I was surprised there was no contact there. Great driving by both of them, leaving enough space, but just enough space. Oh, Humbug getting another penalty. Well, it's not disheartening him. He's still going for it. He wants to pass him on track. He may lose that position afterwards.
It's a really good battle between these two.
Yeah, it's brilliant. A nice end to the race for us, which is what we need. They're going up to the bus stop chicane. Is Humbug going to try and make a little move? No, he keeps it. He's going to keep it nice and tight compared to the last lap as he comes out the bus stop chicane. Starting his 11th lap. No, 10th lap, sorry. He's going to go up to turn 1. He's going to try and eye up. Guys, it's Mudkip. Guys, it's Mudkip doing quite great with his defensive driving. Oh, there's a bit of contact.
But Guy, it's Mudkip there. He's done it again. He's made sure he's got the inside line to say to Humbug, go round the outside of me or just stay behind me. He's not giving him the chance to go up the inside of him whatsoever.
We will stay with this interesting battle, but 3 tenths of a second Ramovaj has gained on Fletcher Boy. I think it's a little bit too late in the day now for Ramovaj to do something special, so he's got to just keep it on the road, Fletcher Boy, for a well-deserved win.
Yeah, at the minute, this battle between Geitz, Mudkip and Humbug, it's going to go right down to the very last lap, this will.
It's either going to be a great move that's pulled off, or there's going to be a big accident, because these two are fighting very fierce. They're giving each other just enough room, but who knows what's going to happen on the last lap? Will tension get to him? Will the pressure get to him?
And put the fastest lap there, 1:44.4.
He's showing Fletcher Boy, you may win the race, but I'm still a little bit faster than you. Maybe that's a little dig at him going into round 4 next week.
As we speak quickly, we are on the last lap, so Fletcher Boy and Ramovaj and stuff, they'll be on their last lap if you want to watch them cross the finish line.
So we're on board with Fletcher Boy. He's got a lap car in front of him. No,
I'll keep an eye on Geitz, Mudkip and Humbug at the minute. This is a really good battle so far. Humbug is still behind him at the minute. He just can't. Humbug's got the speed on him, but he just can't find that opportunity to get past. And like I was saying earlier on, always going around the outside, is he? No, but he's. Is he going to do a switch back? Has he made it? They're side by side. Or is he going? Guys, Mudkip's got the inside line. Oh my god! Oh, someone spun. Humbug spun.
So as we await Fletcher Boy, he's leaving Sector 2 to begin his last Sector 3 of the race. He's going to be quite happy with himself. A great gap. He may be easing off a little bit as Ramovaj has gained 1.2 seconds, but it's a little bit too late for Ramovaj. A great drive by him, but Fletcher Boy will be stealing the plaudits. Great start in lap 1 as TJ Honest gets a 3-second time penalty. So Fletcher Boy coming up to the bus stop chicane for the very last time this season, for the 3rd time as well doing it. He's going to cross the line with a great victory in the Classics mini-series, round 3 at Spa. Brilliant victory there from Fletcher Boy as we await Ramovaj crossing the line. Ramovaj is second.
I just realised something as well. I think at the start, I said Fletcher Boy was going to win this race.
You did, you called it right. A great prediction there from you, John.
I said 2nd and 3rd, he got the last 2. He had to get a win.
So Lee now is going to cross the line to finish 3rd position, but penalties could put a little bit of a downer on that. Let's see what Gamey Things can do. He crosses the line.
Is right behind Guy's Mudkip again. They're going at it again. This is going to go right till the very end. This will go right till the finish line.
So look at that, Humbug. He's trying to make a move. It's so tight round there, guys. His Mudkip not giving him any inches. It's going to go right down to the bus stop chicane, heavy braking point. Who's going to brake late? Who's going to brake early? He's going to try and make the move. Humbug is... He's still behind him. Come on. Oh, there's some contact. That's not allowed. That's cheeky, that is. That will be investigated after the race, I'm sure.
I think as well, I think Guy's Mudkip will finish 8th anyway, because Humbug has got quite a few penalties, I'm sure he has.
TJ Honest struggling to get over the finish line there. Difficult race for him.
For a good battle between them two, you didn't want to see it end like that with one car spun and the other car. You wanted both of them to finish that race, either side by side or something like that.
I think it was coming, like I said, it's either going to be a great move or they're going to come together, and unfortunately they come together, but they gave us some great entertainment through the race. So Fletcher Boy getting the first win of the mini-series. Great points in the bag. Ramovaj 2nd place, and 3rd position was Lee Nell, just about with the penalties keeping in front of Gamey Things, I think.
We'll have a look in a couple of minutes, but there was some good battles in that race. I can't remember one of the drivers' name, but he was behind Lee Nell. I'm trying to think which one it might have been. Let me just quickly have a look. Oh well, they're both, the guy left, whoever it was. I can't remember what his name was, but one of them left. And he had a great battle with Gamey Things. But there was some good battles on there, but there was a few... We're just saying about that, Humbug's finished in front of Guy's Mudkip. So Guy's Mudkip must have got quite a few penalties as well.
I think it was just the spin. It took quite a bit of time to get going again for Guy's Mudkip.
Yeah, he has finished quite a bit behind as well, a little bit. Maybe 8 seconds behind.
So we've had some great racing there today. Quite an interesting incident which will probably be discussed after the race between Guy's Mudkip and Humbug, but you can't deny what the entertainment value they gave today. Some brilliant racing, especially from Fletcher Boy. What a jump off the grid. And amazing job. I
think the people that start at the back, I think they enjoy starting from there because it gives them an opportunity to race side by side with a lot of other drivers. Because when you're starting at the front, like Ramovaj and Fletcher Boy would be starting every race, they'd just go off in the distance and you'd never see the cars behind, but it's nice to actually race side by side with some of the people that you might not actually race alongside with.
Well, that's it, yeah, you get that chance to be racing the title contender in the modern series or the one who's on the back of a winning streak. It's a decent opportunity and it's a bit of fun as well.
Yeah, it is good fun for people that, and it gives them an opportunity to race side by side with like the league leader and something like that, and you think you're never going to get that opportunity to race alongside someone who's really quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And And I think for like people that people who know they're not fast, they don't want to crash these league leaders out. They just want to race side by side with them. And I think the people that are like really fast, they probably enjoy racing against people like that as well, because it makes them want to like up their game even more.
I think one half of the thrill of racing is making them overtakes, making them moves stick, getting that excellent pass against a rival, or maybe someone you'd never race with in a normal race. So I think it's quite an interesting dynamic on the mini-series.
Yeah, it is. I think every driver's going to say it. You just want to get past every driver and win the race. That's all you want to do. But if you do it from the back, like what Fletcher Boyd has done today, then he'll be thinking, he'll say to himself, that was a brilliant drive, getting past everyone and taking that race home.
Yeah, exactly. So, John, your first viewing of what Speed Force Racing offers, what were your thoughts on tonight's race?
It's really good. Just been nice to see a bit more drivers like side by side with each other. I think there was a lot of gaps, like 6 to 7 seconds and 10 seconds, and it also showed today with these cars, it's hard to drive because a lot of drivers got a lot of penalties in that race, so it's hard to keep that car on the track.
But exactly, tough.
They've done really well with it, which is good. But it's just been nice to see a bit more overtakes, just a couple more drivers side by side, like what Humbug and Guy's Mudkit was, like that sort of driving there. Because when it got to about lap 7, there was just a massive gap, and you really want to see more action.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but hopefully next week we will have more action like we did in last night's race. So you'll be joining me next week as well to call the Modern Series?
Yeah, I'll be in that one as well, yeah. Seeing all these drivers in their main cars for the main racing, how they do. What race is it next week?
It is Malaysia next week, round 15.
That's a tough track, I know that because I've raced in it already this season in another league. But these drivers, they are really good, so it won't bother them whatsoever. They'll go around there, set the lap times that they know they can do, and then hopefully at the start, hopefully everyone gets round turn 1 spot on and there's no collisions, and hopefully for some nice clean racing.
Alright, before we go, who would you say was driver of the day?
You'd be a bit biased to give it to Fletcher Boy, because obviously he's come from 10th to 1st, but you'd have no choice but to give it to him, because to do that, I know there's probably some other drivers in there as well that probably deserve it as well, like Ramavaj as well, but to start from 10th and from the first 2 laps to gain that many positions straight away, Fletcher Boy just from them first 2 laps.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would disagree with you.
How quick he started off, he was from 10th and then he was in 3rd, then 2nd, and then by lap 2 he's in 1st. To do something like that really quick, he must have had a good setup on it for tonight.
Yeah, and obviously studied the track with that car, which is a brilliant idea to do. So we're going to wrap it for tonight. We're back next Wednesday. The stream start about 8:25 PM GMT. It will be round 15 of Speed Force Racing season, and it will be at Malaysia. It will be back to the modern cars, so it will be back to business as usual, hopefully for Techno Thriller to try and protect his lead. Go to www.facebook.com/Speed Force Racing PS4. Drop us a message. We've got some spaces open for season 2, which starts at the beginning of April, so get your names down, come give us a visit, and let's see if we can get you fitted for a seat to start season 2. So from me, Adam, and from John, would like to thank you for tonight. Good night.
Yeah, good night everyone.